Hey guys, this is a whole lot of Kalamata. Hope God is guiding you in this craziness we call life. I wanted to upload a video of me making my sound studio for recording because I have not found anything out there that adequately facilitates both the budget that I'm after, but then also the stability that I'm after. A lot of people are saying just use adhesive, just use foam spray. That doesn't work inside of a rental property. So that's why I'm making that, hoping that this will be a blessing to other people that want to record something with adequate sound being captured by the microphone without that resonance, that distortion of the sound waves coming back in and hitting the mic and having that being recorded. So I ended up using command hooks specifically by 3M, one literal J hooks that I'm hanging the sound curtain on. I ended up buying a sound curtain for about $35 from Vever and got two of them for about the tune of $73 shipped. And that was with a coupon code. It was about $30 for 2 packs of J hooks and another $30 for some Velcro adhesive, also by 3M. It's Velcro and mates up to another side, but there's adhesive on both of the backs of that. So it would make that and then mount it to the wall. This would be the acoustic panels that are hanging up above on the ceiling.
All right, so I got the pieces clicked together at the top. I find it's very easy to pinch using both of your hands it like that, so that way you can better line it up. But you'll get that little audible click in there, and so that's very helpful knowing that you have firm, positive click together, and that's kind of what it's like. I just usually try to inspect the surface. I do one that way and then one this way in order to keep their perspective of there needs to be ample room for when I remove this, when I go to move out. I can't just be bashing my my fist against, no room and have this go nowhere. So you need to have enough, probably about a good 8 inches from this, I would say, before it'll actually properly start removing, because you'll hear it. You'll hear the adhesive start to separate. But the hooks you got to really be careful for. Those hooks, you'll get a knuckle buster. Those things will fly back at you. They will slingshot. So just be mindful of that.
So having the sides done either by gym mats that I'm using as well, or the sound curtain, and then the acoustic foam paneling above and on the back of the door that's closed. So that way I can capture what I need to on my delivery, but not having any of that distortion, the resonance, all the sound waves bouncing back in the recording. So hopefully this is a blessing to someone. Let me know what you think. I want to have this be something that people can refer to as an alternative. Altogether, you're looking at a tune of 200, maybe 250, give or take. Sound curtain, $73, $60 for the all of the command hooks. I end up getting the acoustic foam paneling for free, and then I think I spent about $50 on the gym mats. So kind of around that realm of 200, 250. And I know that can be kind of pricey in today's economy, but in juxtaposition, there was a sound curtain that was $500 just for the standalone sound curtain. So from what I read, a lot of the reviews, it gets really hot in there and is not something that I want to really play with at twice the price. So keep in mind, this is for rental property or people renting something, or if you're trying to set it up inside of an apartment where you got to take it back down, you want to retain those supplies for later. That's really this is geared towards. This is not meant to knock anybody that's got an audio channel and is all about setting this up and they got all these different suggestions. But from what I have seen, a lot of people are recommending things such as clothing, like just use your clothing already hanging up, and that way it's no cost to you. That doesn't help for the sides of the wall. That doesn't help for the overhead. That doesn't help for the door. So this is why I went this route, because it seemed to be the cheapest, the most cost effective, but also ended up facilitating what I needed. So I'm going to start putting out more content in relation to the channel. I'm going to ultimately, once I get everything how I want it, get some poetry uploaded, and then also start releasing some music. So I ended up filing some copyrights and a new company, got an EIN, ended up doing everything. And that's just mainly for my protection, just because we live in a crazy age where everybody is sue happy. I went to go sign up for the dentists, and they're saying that I have to sign documentation to be responsible for all of their attorney fees. should there be a legal battle between the two of us. It's just an x-ray cleaning. It's not anything like, I don't even have any pain. I'm not going in for anything crazy. So there's no teeth broken, thank you God. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just like, I don't feel comfortable signing your attorney fees. And just how I've seen Ed Sheeran get sued, Kanye get sued, all sorts of different artists get sued. And they're like, well, the samples and the this and the that. And it's like, let me just file my LLC and keep it as it is. So that being said, I'm going to start rolling some footage and explain a little bit more of that end process of what things are looking like and what it entails. This might give you an idea for what it is you're trying to set up and you're trying to accomplish.
What'd you find, buddy? You doing some reconnaissance on the burbs? On the burbs? Just doing a little bit of work when it comes to the sound studio. I got some workout mats and trying to line the walls there because the command hooks that I'm using for the top of the ceiling end up looking a little bit like this. They have a fine comb, if that camera will focus. All right, we tried, but there's some teeth that match up together and kind of have this, change the background, there we go. The teeth line up and kind of act like a Velcro in between each other, and that way you can adhere each backing to something like that. So I have the backing obviously being the wall and then also the back of the acoustic foam panel, but this is being very helpful. So by having two already mated up, I can actually go up here, step on my chair towards my acoustic foam pad, and I can actually undo the adhesive side, stick it up there, and then undo the other adhesive side. If I can get my hands straight, I can do the other adhesive side and then just push the pad up into it and adhere it that way. And that's usually a lot easier. So both sides off, I can now stick that underneath there and then have it just adhere on both sides and push into it. Then trying to blindly like put it on the pad and then see if it mates up. I ended up having way too much of an issue with all these ones on that. So that's how I started doing that. You can even see that one's hanging down a little bit. I'll probably go back in and put another, couple of those on there. So it's a way to get it done. Seems to be a little bit more effective than trying to blindly line it up. For the sound curtain that I got, it's exactly 10 inches apart per grommet or per lanyard loop, depending on how you want to look at it. These loops right here versus the grommet. And so that grommet does give me enough distance to start covering the wall. And then I'm lining these light little pencil marks, measuring in between where each one is going to go at. So that way when I hoist the curtain up and put it up there, I'll ultimately have a base to hang them off of. And the cool thing is these guys actually lift off and it stays on there. So even if you mess it up, you can just adhere more tape to the back of them. But these actually, as you can see here in the centerpiece, it actually separates. So got my two pieces backside there. You can see it's not plugged in fully, but if I slide it in, it just clicks in like so, and that helps get it to be one uniform piece. Hook from the base. So this way, you make a mistake, you just separate the two, you pull this tab right here straight down. You don't end up pulling out at straight ahead, but you pull it straight down and it ends up peeling it off very easily. And to better show you how you actually remove it, because I'd actually like to include that in the video just for anybody else in case they're curious about it. This is actually where I need to be on the grommet specifically. So my grommets are like this. They have this guy that you can loop it through, or there's that. The problem with this is it hangs further down. So this, I'm getting less sound dampening, and it's also further on the carpet. So with that being said, to kind of show you a little bit more of how this works, lift up, so that way it is off. Got my secondary piece. There is this little tab that says 3M right here, and I just pull down. Yes, it goes way down, but then you find out, zoom out, the piece actually comes off. Doesn't break. I just reapply it to the back there. I let it adhere after I mate the two pieces together, and now that way I can put it here instead of there. Ah, gosh, freaking right in the knuckle, man. All right, regardless, yeah, that's what happens. That being said, these are actually what you use to adhere the little plate that we got. So you actually undo this red side and you apply the red side to this guy. Then the black side is actually what mounts to the wall. So that was the adhesive I was just peeling off. So just put that on. My cat's got to investigate. It's got to get his approval. But go ahead and adhere that. Now I'm just going to go ahead, flatten it out, and press down into it. But that's actually what entails this mounting aspect. So I think this has been very helpful because I've explored some different options. Adhesive foam spray kind of doesn't really work for a renter's circumstance. This I can peel off, as you saw, and then just adhere and do as I see fit. When I'm ready to move out, I just take it down. So yes, a pack of this, specifically what that looks like. Here, this is 10 bucks from Walmart. So it comes with 6 altogether, and it's the 5-pound rated one. The 3-pound is the exact same price as the 5-pound, so might as well get more weight. They're shaped a little differently on the hooks, so just keep that in mind if you're looking for less of a physical footprint, or if you need less of a physical footprint, the 3-pound would be good for that. But I think it's overall worthwhile to have the extra poundage on a blanket that's going to be pretty heavy and pretty thick and dense. So it just kind of depends on how you're using it. So living in a rental property, that is going to be the best bet moving forward. That way you're not damaging the paint. Some of the adhesive I was using before ended up going up against this, and you can see just ever so slightly it does kind of warp the paint. I don't know if you can see that, but the paint is trying to lift a little bit. So that's why just that adhesive stuff. I got it working kind of partially there, but it doesn't really work. I got these foam pieces that are right up in there. And so that is being very helpful. Kind of wedged them in the door frame there, and then also up in there. I don't really know quite yet what I'm going to do there. Might need some more acoustic foam panels and just put them up. And then I was going to put one more right up in here. So it's coming along. It's just a little slow goings and requiring a little bit more money with these hooks and then also with these command strips. So that's what I'm building.